this is where it gets very tricky. For this next nail, I'm going to use some of the netting. Oops, that was a lid. And I'm just using the netting to press into the product. Right, I'm going to pinch this one, and then I need some of the powders, the acrylic powders now, what I'm going to use.
How do you still manage to do stuff when you've got like a pinching tool on?
I know this is the hard thing about doing your own nails. I end up dropping everything everywhere. I've got my selection of neons here. I've got lightning blue neon, vivid violet, fantastic fuchsia, neon orange, and top banana.
I love how you always open them and then have to look at the nails.
I know, I'm just so backwards, aren't I? Right, this nail I need to really concentrate while I do this because I've got to do it really quickly. So I'm going to put a mishmash of colours onto my nail. Blend it out. Right, I'm going to wet my brush and I'm just going to wet this all a little bit again. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to get the netting and pull it over with one hand to make the indentations. So I've got to secure it with my thumb here, pull it with my free hand, making sure I'm getting right to the edge. And then when it starts to set, I'm going to start to slowly take it out. It's far easier when you do it with one colour, but that wouldn't be right if I did it easy, would it? Now we could just leave it like that. But we're not going to. That's slowly become my catchphrase. We could just leave it like that. We're going to take some white powder and we're going to feed that into those recesses.
Do some grouting?
Yeah, bit of grouting.
Kirsty Meakin, the tailor.
I'm doing it quite wet because I want it to really sit in between those little indentations that we've just done. I'm going to clean it over with a wet brush as well, and that's going to press it into it and it'll get rid of any excess. God, I'm so messy. My table's trashed already. Oh, you don't have to show them how trashed my desk is.
It looks quite pretty, actually. Look at that.
It's a pretty mix. And you can probably see why this is a lot easier to do when you have one colour, not all them different colours. And what we're going to do on this thumb is the opposite of what we've just done. So we're going to put white first, press in, then add the colours, so you get like a reverse version of it. Yeah? Are you following me? So white, nice big bead. Oh, I keep getting glitter stuck in my acrylic. Squish it in. That's it. Pull it tight round the nail. I'm sticking to it. I've got to really pull it by the cuticle. Really press my nail in to get it. I've done it. Figured it out. I just had to use this finger to anchor it here. So So I can start to ta-da! I can put a pinching tool on this one now. So I'm going to have to hold this pinching tool with my hand and then do my thumb. So now we're going to use all the colours and let them sit in to all the recesses. I like it. So I'm going to lightly file this one first because I still need to cap this. And I'm just filing over to get rid of the excess white that might be sitting on top of the colour. I'm just going to wipe over this with some acetone. So you can see that a little better now. So I'm going to encapsulate this now. I'm checking all the different angles as I do it to make sure it's not a lumpy bumpy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check that we don't need to put any clear on top of this one. I'm going to check that everything is got enough product on. So I'm going to start to file it, which will get rid of the excess colour that's sitting on top of the white. So it's the opposite of what we've just done. Oh, my hand's starting to cramp. I get cramp because I'm trying to use my thumb as my second hand. Now, when you're doing your own nails, you should never get to the point where you think, oh, that'll do, sorry, that'll do. Because you're not doing your best. I know it's easy to think like that, because I'm kind of at that stage now. At least when people say, oh my God, I love your nails, they're amazing. And they say, where do you get them done? And you can go, I do them myself. And then half the people don't believe you. Going to use a white block now, just to buff over them, to smooth them over. Going to use pure acetone to wipe over, which will slightly melt the top surface and make it even smoother. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use Mega Gloss on all of them apart from this one. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I'm sealing them, making them nice and shiny. Right, okay. Now I'm going to use Top and Base from the Urban Graffiti Gel Polish range. So I'm using this on this full cover colour that we've done in Vivid Violet. I'm going to cure that. These four are all completely set and they have no sticky layer. Whereas this one has a sticky layer. We're going to use the lint-free pad. Now this is the paper one, to take off the sticky layer. I've got nothing on this pad, and I'm just going to keep rubbing this. You're going to clean it until it's like it becomes squeaky clean. Okay. Then we're going to use the Fuchsia Chrome pigment. I've not done this before. This is a complete test, live on camera. I'm going to pop a little bit out in the lid. Whoa, didn't really want that much. You need the tiniest amount. Oh my God, I'm going to get it everywhere. Oh, I'm so clumsy. Okay, I'm going to pick up the pigment, press it, and I'm going to do this all the way down the nail. Press the powder into the nail. Then I'm going to start to rub it, and as you start to rub it, you will be left with this chrome effect. So it's just adding to this pink. It's going to make it slightly more pink than it is violet. So you can see it's really chrome now, rather than just that flat colour. It's got a lovely shimmer to it. I'm pleased with that. That worked. Oh my God. And I'm going to seal it with Mega Gloss. Just going to make it even more shiny. And I'm going to pop that into the lamp. What I'm going to do now is use the gel residue solution. Clean my brush. Make sure it's nice and clean. And then we're also going to clean round the skin, so you know there's no pigment on the skin.
Pigment gets everywhere.
It does, like it's all here on the palm of my hand. It's a different effect when you put it over black. When you put it over black, you get this kind of effect. But it looks really nice over that. I'm well impressed. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do a little bit of 3D work on this nail, just to tie it in and make it look a little bit more interesting. And I want to do something that I've not done before. I want to do something sweetie related.
Sweetie?
Yeah, because they kind of look like sweets, don't they? They remind me of sweetie nails. Maybe I'm just really hungry.
Right, what in Haribo Tangfastics?
Um,
Cherries, cola bottles, dummies. What else is in there? No, the teddies aren't in there.
they're very transparent though, aren't they?
Yeah.
I need some egg. Like one of the eggs.
Really?
Yeah. Egg sweetener.
How long you didn't do cheese?
I don't really.
I
I won't do a donut really, but I don't have a donut will go on it.
A donut?
Yeah.
As in like a sugar donut?
Yeah. With sprinkles on. So we're going to do a Krispy Kreme donut because they are my favourite. We're going to use the natural beige powder because we still want the colours to go. So I don't want to use anything that's really brown. It's still going to look very donut-like. I think we're going to do a couple of them.
This is making me hungry now. It's not even finished.
Okay, so you've got your donut shapes. And then for the icing, I'm not going to use acrylic. I'm going to use the paints. I'm going to use the gel paints. So a little bit of the gel paint onto a palette. I'm going to use a dotting tool. I'm going to use that to just put the icing on. It doesn't need to be really neat. It never is on a donut. you want it to sort of have a few little runs at the side. And I'm going to cure that in the lamp. So for the little hundreds and thousands that are going to be on the donuts, on the icing. Oh, I'm excited. I'm going to mix some up. Put a little bit in the palette. Bit of that. Bit of that. And then we're going to put some of those onto the donut. I'm going to take a little brush and let them stick to it, and just place some of the little hundreds and thousands onto that sticky layer. So don't forget, this is all this is the flat glitters. Now I'm going to get some Mega Gloss. Where's my Mega Gloss? Just so it seals the little hundreds and thousands in. Then I can cure that. I'm going to add some cuticle oil. I'm covered in it. Covered in hundreds and thousands.
Look at that messy that table is.
I know, just look at the state that I've made. What do you think, guys? That's just come from my brain and gone on the nails. I didn't think about what I wanted. I'd literally just grabbed a load of colours that I liked, new things that I liked, and just made it up as I went along, which is what I normally do when I do my nails. So there you are, you've seen me do my own nails. Now you can have a go yourself. I've not done donuts for myself before on my nails. I think I'm going to be fat the next time you see me, because I'm gonna want to keep eating donuts. If you want to see the products that I've used today on my nails, you can check the description box. Click on the link, it'll take you straight to the website. Don't forget to add us on Instagram, Facebook, all of those social media websites. Nao Nails UK. Share, share, share. Like, like, like. See you next time. Bye.